If you weren't on a yacht, the 2011 Sydney Hobart Wild Oats launch party was the place to be. Plenty of Aussie celebs rubbing shoulders. Sunrise correspondent Edwina Bartholomew was there. She's with us now. Hi, Eddie.
Must admit I didn't get invited. I just went along as someone's
weren't invited, so I thought, I'm going to go and do a story on this.
Yes,
so I can
that's
go.
right. I'll crash it and get some boxies for the morning show. It was lovely.
We're on to you, Eddie. Tell us about it.
Well, Larry, you've done the race the last couple of years on a boat, of course,
Yes.
Loyal. I've covered it for the last couple of years for 7 years, where you go out on a speedboat ahead of the fleet. This, I suppose, is a more civilised way to do it. So each year, Wild Oats Wild Oat Wines has this party up on the head, so you can see the yachts leaving and then run around bushland to the other side to have a look at them going through their heads. Take a look at who was there enjoying themselves.
I feel very lucky to be here. It's gorgeous.
Did you see anything from up here?
We saw them start, and then we had to hike through the bushes in our heels, and got to see them exit the heads, and it was awesome.
So we should ask you, who's your tip to win?
I'm going to take a wild stab at Wild Oats, Channel 7.
Zoe and I were saying on the way in, we don't know anything about this other than they start at the harbour and they end up in Tasmania. So I did bring the cheat sheet. But the race record's about 1 day and 18 hours from memory.
Correct. And this year, a strong southerly expected.
Yeah, so look, really tough going. Cyclone swell from the north, wind from the south. It's going to be tough going.
It's actually bang on.
I know because the surf's really good in Queensland.
And we just watched them go out just then, and they were coming first already, so that's normally a sign, isn't it, that they take it home and continue the whole way down as number one, so fingers crossed.
Horse racing or yachting? Kind of in the same category. More exciting? Which one?
Well, at least horse racing is done in about, a minute or so. You've got to wait 3 days for the result here, so...
And I don't think jockeys could actually be sailors.
If you're going to ask me the question about whether I do this race, I wouldn't be doing it this year. I know the forecast is pretty heavy.
Look, I think it gives us something to talk about after Christmas, including the cricket, and B, it's a lovely spectacle, and for those people who do it every year, I think it's great. But not me. I'd be frightened. I'd be seasick. I'd be crying. I'd be overboard. I'd be calling for the Westpac helicopter.
All right, Larry, chickened out this year, couldn't hack it.
Yeah, well, I was talking to Larry about that, and Larry saw that there was the chance of a shower, so he pulled out. When he did it last year, obviously it had a look at the long-range forecast, and he had a smooth sailing, as they say. But I think for Larry, I think he should have a red-hot look at himself, and he's a coward. Seriously, 1 year, what's that? I mean, if you look at someone who did something twice, like Sir Edmund Hillary, did he just say...
I think he did that once.
Okay, only did that once. Did Neil Armstrong stop at the moon?
Once again.
Yes, he did. Okay, yeah. Good effort, Larry. Well done.
Good effort indeed. Twice, Larry.
They can laugh all they like at their fancy little party up there.
Yeah, a few sore heads today as opposed to sore stomachs on board all those yachts still out there.
What was the highlight of the launch?
It was really nice, actually, to see it from a different perspective. I think that was the best, running out to see the boats as they left the harbour and all that toing and froing, having been in it and seeing up close how close those boats can get to hitting each other. I think you know more than most. Yeah. And then to see it from that perspective, of course, the harbour lined by hundreds of people yesterday. The traffic to get up there was here I am complaining about the traffic. But
Any of those tough guys... Sorry, Carlos?
Who do we think we might see on there next year?
Well, none of them.
Yeah,
I
none of
asked
those
every
tough
single
guys.
person and they wouldn't do it. But Andrew actually was saying before on Sunrise that he'd like to try it, so maybe there's a contender for next year.
Okay.
Andrew O'Keefe.
Andrew O'Keefe.
All right.
They laughed at you probably too, Larry.
Well, he's already got the safety jacket from yesterday. You can wear that. Yeah. Eddie, great stuff. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Eddie.